Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to continue talking about female predators. The female predator. In my previous video, I spoke about what I'm calling Phase 1 and Phase 2 of female predation. And understand, this is not a simple closed system. This is not just one variable. This is a dynamic between male and female interaction. So it's a little bit more complex than just, anyway. Phase 1 concerns, it's both the male and the female. So we're covering how the male develops and how the female develops, is what I'm saying to you. And how their development affects each of the other systems, right? Okay, so Phase 1, you've got the male child, the male infant, bonding to the mother and developing this worship of the female. And it's conditioned into the infant, because without the female, he doesn't survive. And I cover this in previous video, so check that out. Then by the time the young male is going into school, the female has figured out that she's different from the male and that she can get attention and power and influence over the social situation by coming at it from this lesser position, by pretending to cry, in other words. And the male is getting punished simply for being a male, because it can't sit still, because it doesn't have good handwriting, because you can't order them around, because they won't obey orders. They're male, so they're getting punished for that. And they might even be getting drugged. And this just continues on. And it's setting up this pattern of debasing the male and lifting up the female. She's essentially getting rewarded simply for being female, and the male is being punished simply for being male. So understand the dynamic that this is setting up when we now move into what I'm Phase 3, which is young adulthood, where the young man is going to college or perhaps getting an early job, most likely doing both, and starting to move forward in his life. Now, understand, Phase 3 is characterized by what happened in Phase 1 and Phase 2. Because what the young male is wanting to do is he's wanting to get together with a woman and build a family. And it's psychological, it's biological, it's instinctual, it's social, it's cultural, and this whole situation has been set up also to give him zero value in this situation. He's like, an 18 or 20-year-old guy, and to give the female unlimited value, great value, both biologically, which she naturally has, because she can reproduce and she's young and she's attractive. And the male has yet to gather resources and prove himself. So, that's real. And then all of the cultural forms are backing that up. And they're backing it up to debase the value of the male and to increase the value of the female. Okay, so moving forward, Phase 3, school, the college. The young man is being given a course on how not to rape, how to check his privilege, how not to offend the woman, how not to offend minorities. Understand, his whole life he's been taught that you better hold those doors open, and you better not assert yourself, and you better go along with a female gynocentric system, where the most important thing is how you dress and how you compliment and interact with people, not the work that you do. So he's already indoctrinated into this system. And if he wants to get ahead, and he does want to get ahead, he's going to have to go along with this system. How's that for female predation? Understand, it's like the whole situation is absolutely toxic and damaging to the male. It's entrapment. It goes against his own nature. His nature is towards logic and reason and strength and existing in the real world, the reality-based world, his results. And there can't be any filter between these things. And there can't be any emotional interruption, barring his understanding of these things, of these dynamics. And yet, that's exactly what there is. It's vast. Heaven help the young man if he's strong and fit and healthy and intelligent and honest. And I know that from a male point of view, this is another interesting point that I want to bring out, that's the right way to go. And I respect that and I admire that. It's just that you're defenseless and you have this horrible blind spot. And the point is, in this dynamic between the male and the female, moving through phases 1, 2, and now coming into phase 3, which is going to set up the whole pattern for the man's life, he's He's set up, for one, but he doesn't realize that the values that he's been conditioned with and indoctrinated with are not shared, where he's wanting to be of service and to be an equal and to be of value and to prove himself to the world around him. They hate his guts. They see him as the great oppressor. They see him as the enemy. And this is actually going to go into another video, right? And this is going to be Howard Dare's take on, she doesn't love you. And it's a harsh reality. And simply put, just as a summary, before I get into that video, if you want to know why men are destroying themselves and why men are in so much pain, it's because they don't want to face the harsh reality of the situation. And that is that the women and the people around them, they don't love the men. And, it's brutal. And rather than face that, a man will do a great many things to himself, destructive things. But I'm going to leave that for another video. Phase 3. Setting up the pattern for his later life. He's chasing women. He glorifies women. He worships women from a biological point of view. She has every cultural advantage. She has every social, economic advantage. Okay? And if the male does good and is capable, he's going to be told to check his privilege. That's the social dynamic that's set up. But at the same time, if you don't go along with that group, and if you don't play that game, and if you don't wear those clothes, and if you don't compliment the right people, and if you don't give in to the right people and laugh at the right jokes, you're not going to get ahead. You're not going to get the grades you need, and somebody is going to accuse you of, sexual misconduct. So you're in a really tight spot. And I think that, I guess the only thing I can do with you is share my experience and say to you that if you give in and you go along with the group and you decide that you want to become an accountant, and you want to go that road of a blue pill man, I would understand you perfectly, because that's pretty much what I did. I longed to go down that road. I tried so hard to go down that road. I compromised myself. I was untrue to myself. I put on suits that I would never wear and clothes that I never would wear. I laughed at jokes, all trying to be the man that the world wanted me to be. And damn, did I fail at it. You know what I mean? I sucked at it. No, I wasn't that bad at it. But I wasn't good enough at it. So I know it's harsh. So maybe you can find the thing that you really do care about in life. And if you can't pursue that, you can at least keep it on the side and keep it true to yourself. Because if you try to please the others, your values get destroyed in phase 3. It's like, oh, I got to work hard at any job to get the woman, to get the pussy. Oh, I've got to impress the people around me so that they respect me and admire me. I've got to sacrifice and work for my family. Then the values and the things that you really do care about become compromised. You say to yourself, well, I'm not going to study guitar or painting, right? I'm going to go out and do that second job, right? So that I can give that woman, a new car, right? Or some piece of bullshit like that. Or you're not even going to take care of your health and stop to take a breath, to take a little rest, because you got to work so hard to take care of the people around you when they don't give a shit about you. These are some of the pitfalls and dangers of phase 3, falling into that trap of pleasing others, of being the person that society wants you to be. And it's a society that, as a man, it hates your guts. Sorry. And, if that sounds harsh, yeah, look at how men destroy themselves. And I think one of the reasons why is because they don't want to face the fact that even their own family doesn't love them, just as, seeing them as useful and kind of like is disgusted with them. So if you mess up too much in phase 3, yeah, you're in for a really hard time in phase 4. Because phase 4 is, later life, and it's the legal system and the political system and the real economic system. And the women will just rip you to pieces there. And as a man, I know that's what men care about. You know what I mean? If you can't define yourself professionally, then you can't move forward in life. And you've got men that want to shame other men for trying to make a living, or shame how they make a living, And like they're serving this gynocentric female thing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, look at his shoes. Oh, he's trying to make money. That's disgusting. Oh, you're putting too many ads on your videos, dude. So it's this female attitude. Understand, it's adopting those female values of phase 3 and then trying to please them and then actually projecting them onto other men. So there's the trap of phase 3. Now, notice it's not even so much what you're doing, it's why you're doing it. There's an interesting distinction there, right? Like you can be working your ass off at this early stage of life and just killing it and saving that money and building yourself up and figuring out where you want to go in life. And that's awesome. And you could be doing all of that too, but you could be doing it for the little lady. Now maybe it's going to work out. It's probably not. If you're doing, you see what I mean? If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. But if you're doing it for the right reasons, you're going to be okay. Or so it seems, which moves you up into phase 4, which moves the person into phase 4. And I'm going to have to leave that for another video. So let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and donate. And join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.